Get this show on the road, so if we can have the various speakers up here, we have seats behind the dais. Are you hearing me all right up there, guys? Could be a little louder, couldn't it? There we go. Eat the microphone. We want to be sure that we beat the rain, and those are brief intervals anymore in Northeast Wisconsin. That's right.
Thank you.
What a great turnout. Good morning. I'm Two Rivers City Manager Greg Buckley, and on behalf of our city, would like to welcome you all to this groundbreaking for Two Rivers' new cobblestone hotel. This is a big day for Two Rivers, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you who've turned out to mark this occasion. We know we're hardy stock, and this is a good indication, standing here on a bit of a damp and breezy day. I'd like to quickly acknowledge the people sitting up here at front, each of whom will have a few comments this morning. After they drag me away from the microphone, you'll hear from Roger Russo from our Two Rivers Main Street program. From Community First Credit Union, you'll hear from Tim Hoff. Tim, along with Mike Vetter from Community First, providing financing for the project, are here this morning. You will also be hearing, of course, from the investors in the project, Rick Carey and Ross Nemi of Two Rivers Hotel Group. I expect they'll introduce some of the other investors in that group of 15, many of whom are gathered here this morning. We also will be welcoming Jeremy Griesbach, the president of Brymark Builders, Cobblestone's affiliated construction firm. Jeremy and Steve Smetzer are both here today. Steve is a construction manager for Brymark. So I would like to acknowledge as well, we have several of our city council members here. Our council president, Patrick Gagnon, vice president, Kurt Andrews, and I see Betty Bittner. Is Mark here, Betty? Yeah, okay. Also Bill LeClaire, council member Bill LeClaire. Did I miss anyone, guys? Don't want to do that, it's job security. Okay. Would also like to welcome our good friend, our first district senator, Andre Jacques, and our second district assemblyman, Shay Sortwell. Our state legislators both here. Thank you, gentlemen. I believe Lisa Quistor from our Two Rivers Public Schools is here. I didn't see Lisa. She may be on her way. From Lakeshore Technical College, Dr. Paul Carlson, the president of LTC, and John Lucas. John, longtime board member and past board president at LTC. Also from our partners in tourism at the Manitowoc Area Visitor and Convention Bureau, the director Jason Ring, and chairman, president of the board at the MAVCB, Teresa Kronforce from here in Two Rivers. Thanks for all the good things you do. We're going to get you some more room tax so we can do some more promotion. Round of applause for our tourism group. We appreciate the assist with invitations and publicity from our Chamber of Manitowoc County. Karen Nichols is here this morning. Karen, thank you. And representing our Area Economic Development Partnership, Peter Wills from Progress Lakeshore, along with several of the Progress Lakeshore board members. Peter's front and center, right by Andre. Like I said, this is indeed a big day for Two Rivers. The investment being made at this site by the Two Rivers Hotel Group, creating 55 new hotel rooms in the heart of our downtown, in a waterfront redevelopment corridor that we've made a top priority, is a big deal. It's consistent with plans our community's made to reclaim this area, abandoned just a few years ago by our longtime largest industry. It's consistent with our motto of turning our face back to the water, although there's a breeze coming off that water today. It builds on public investment the city has made in its harbor district in recent years. A new lift bridge, new harbor park, improvements to the piers on Lake Michigan, the strategic acquisition of properties to help spur development. I'd like to thank our City Council, our elected leaders past and present, we have some alums of City Council here as well, for having the foresight to support these public investments that are now starting to bear fruit. The project also reflects solid planning that our community is invested in, identifying significant redevelopment sites like the one where you stand, but also identifying significant public spaces like the area across the street that will remain green space, assuring this view not only to hotel guests but to the public. Two Rivers has a track record of putting careful consideration into its redevelopment plans and then implementing. They don't just sit on a shelf. We're continuing that planning work today, looking at the entire East River corridor from Washington Street up to this site and beyond. And we're continuing dialogue with the owners of the former Hamilton Industries property just across the street, and looking at redevelopment of the former Eggers property now owned by the city. Private investment is the key though, and Rick Carey and his fellow investors have recognized the potential of this area of our city and of this beautiful site with its great views in all directions. Equally important, they've recognized the growing number of visitors to Two Rivers who come here for business, for our many special events, for the best beach in Wisconsin, and best beach in Wisconsin. Yeah, round of applause. If we weren't so modest, we'd proclaim that even more. And to enjoy our wonderful sport, fishing, bike trails, canoe and kayak trails, and incredible natural assets. The State Forest, Woodland Dunes Nature Center. Just the other night, same night the final plans for the hotel were approved at Plan Commission, Woodland Dunes doing a wonderful addition, 5,000 square feet at their visitor center. We expect this hotel will greatly benefit other downtown businesses, bringing in new customers for our bars, restaurants, retail stores, and galleries. We expect a wonderful synergy with Sepia Chapel and the historic St. Luke's Church, the wedding venue and event venue just 3 blocks away. We fully expect this investment will spur more developer interest, more private investment in this beautiful downtown waterfront in Two Rivers. So that's what we celebrate here today. A major private investment in the heart of our downtown by a group of 15 area investors who see the potential that exists in downtown Two Rivers. An investor group led by Rick Carey and Ross Nemi, president of Metalware Corporation and the COO of Metalware Corporation, a company with a proud 100-year history in the community. These investors are bringing to downtown Two Rivers a significant new lodging facility, the first in Manitowoc County in over 20 years. Affiliated with Cobblestone, a great, successful, growing, Wisconsin-based lodging chain. Although they've spread their wings, I think it's 170 properties in 27 states now, but they're putting them up so quick I have to check the website fairly often. Cobblestone's doing great things. The city's proud to have assisted the project in several ways, including assisting in site assembly and clearance, adopting a new TIF district that's providing a $750,000 developer grant to assist the project, and securing the ownership of the properties across Jefferson Street to assure that beautiful public space between here and the harbor. That last commitment does assure that guests of the hotel as well as the public will continue to enjoy the view that we do today. So, that's the extent of my comments. You can applaud just the fact that they ended, and I'll now turn it over. There you go, thank you. It's great to have a captive audience out here. We'll next turn it over to Roger Russo, the director of our Two Rivers Main Street program, for a few comments on the significance of this. I would note that our state program, as we were talking about redevelopment and the need for a downtown hotel, said you really ought to talk to these folks from Cobblestone. They're doing great things in Wisconsin downtowns. And today, almost 4 years later, after that first conversation, we see it becoming a reality. Roger.
Thank you, Greg. And thanks everybody for turning out today. It's not exactly a typical late summer day here in Two Rivers, but it's great to see everybody here, and it's great to see this project moving forward. I do want to thank, and I'm afraid I'll miss somebody, so I'm going to cheat on this. I'd like to ask all of the Two Rivers Main Street Board of Directors members that are here to raise their hands. I'm kind of short, and I'm afraid if there's somebody in the back, I'll miss them, so I'll just ask them all. And thank you guys for all your support with the program, and all the things we're going to do, hopefully, with Cobblestone going forward. And like Greg said, I want to talk about the significance of this project for downtown Two Rivers. And we have a strong and growing retail-based downtown. We have a strong and growing restaurant-based downtown. And having a facility like this where people will be able to stay within easy walking distance of shopping, of dining, and, you know, even of attractions like the Washington House a block up the street, or and things like that, is going to be so great for downtown Two Rivers, because there's nothing healthier for a downtown than people walking in it. And having a hotel here where people can do that is going to be not only visually a great thing, but financially a great thing, because the more people walk around in a downtown, the more money they spend when they're downtown. And obviously that's one of the great things about this, is that it's going to hopefully help support the businesses and help every one of the businesses in downtown Two Rivers. And along with that, of course, you know, one of the things that Two Rivers Main Street is known for, and has been known for since it started in 1996, is special events, and we hold some fairly significant special events downtown in Two Rivers. And one of the things that's had to happen in the past is people that would attend those events, whether it was a vendor or a guest at the event, when the event would end at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, they would get in their car and leave. And now we'll have the opportunity for those people to decide to stay overnight within walking distance of downtown Two Rivers, within walking distance of the event itself, which is going to be nothing but a good thing for downtown Two Rivers. And working together with Rick and Ross and his team, the little bit that I did in moving this process forward, it was great to hear his enthusiasm and his support for the events in Two Rivers, and how all of this can work together. And that's really what I'm looking for as this goes forward, and I think all of the businesses in downtown Two Rivers are. This is a great day for Two Rivers, as Greg said, and it's an indicator of great things to come in the future. Thank you all for coming. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Roger. We'd next like to invite up for some comments Jeremy Griesbach from Brymark Builders. They'll be in charge of causing a hotel to rise on this site. Jeremy, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here in Two Rivers on a nice sunny 70-degree day. Glad you could all make it out, so we do appreciate that. As Greg had said, talking a little bit about Cobblestone Hotels, the franchise that we're a part of. Actually, I'm going to have to hire Greg for my sales team because he makes us sound bigger and better. I believe we're at 150 properties in 27 states. But soon, our goal, as we announced at our conferences last year, is to be at 200 properties open or under construction by 2022. So we better get to 170 fast and keep ramping. So thanks for that. I just wanted to come out and say thank you to everyone, especially from the city, Greg and his team, the council, all the leadership with the city. We started working with Dan Politsky on this project. We were talking earlier today in 2009. So we really get stuff done quick. And I came aboard in 2011, met with Dan, and things kind of slowed down. And then Dan called Anna from our development team probably 3 years ago now, and introduced her and myself to Rick and Ross, and that's when we started getting stuff done. So Ross, Rick, I guess you guys get all the credit for this because we couldn't do it in 7 years and you did it in 3, so thank you. Yeah, we're really excited to get pushing dirt here, hopefully in the next few weeks, and get this thing open for summer of 2020 and go from there. One of the things that we always do at these groundbreakings is we always ask, you know, before today and everything else, who had heard of Cobblestone in the crowd? You guys must all read the newspapers. But you know, as a small hotel chain that started in 2008 with the first property in Brillion, Wisconsin, which I drove by on the ride over here this morning from the office. In 10 years, we've had a lot of great accomplishments thanks to our team and all of our staff that have done great things. And we're excited to grow our Main Street prototype, which is what will be here in Two Rivers, like they had said, the 55-room, 4-story model. And we think it'll be a great addition with a beautiful view and hopefully lead to more development here in Two Rivers. So again, I just wanted to thank Rick and Ross, all the investor group. Without you guys, this doesn't happen. Community at First, Tim and Mike, thank you very much for supporting this and helping us get it done. And all the city leaders, thank you very much. So thanks.
And it doesn't happen without the finance folks. Indeed, we're pleased to have representatives of Community First Credit Union here this morning, both Mike Vetter and Tim Hoff. And Tim, Senior Vice President, does have some comments to offer. Tim, welcome to Two Rivers.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the 137,000 member owners of Community First Credit Union, it's a great honor to be included in this special occasion. Our name, Community First, is quite intentional. In all things we do, we endeavor to invest, to create better communities by putting community first. When we met Brian and Jeremy from the Cobblestone Group for the very first time, we felt like we found kindred spirits, people that were investing in communities and making them better. And then we had the opportunity to meet Rick and Ross from Metalware, and again, two great individuals putting Two Rivers first in all things that they do. So we knew that this was a great project we wanted to be involved in. We're very excited for this community and very appreciative to be included today. So thank you very much. Great day for Two Rivers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, I see a couple other faces in the crowd. Sometimes the realtors are the unsung heroes in bringing these deals together, and both Matt Miller and George Kraus, George representing the Sittinger family on the sale of the longtime family business and property here, Matt working with the developers, the investor group, in lining up some of the other properties, played a very integral role here too. Also, I see Sharon Sittinger up here in the front row, the Sittinger family. I think it's great how the developers have respected the traditions and will be reflecting in the interior of the building some of the history on this site. Bruce over here as well, and some other members of the family. So, yeah. Now, to the folks that are really making this happen, that had the vision, I think it started talking about, is the Blue Goose available maybe for a new dining venue? No, Rick, we want to tear it down, but there's the whole area across the street. It wasn't quite that simple, but really appreciate the leadership that Rick Carey and Ross Nemi at Metalware, as leaders of the group of 15 investors that are putting up the $1.5 million equity investment that is key to this project, have played. They're the ones that really deserve the credit for making today happen. With that, I'll turn the mic over to Mr. Carey and Mr. Nemi. The Burns and Allen of the day. Yes.
You can have it, Rick. So first thing, what I'd like to thank on behalf of the investment group, a number of us who are here today. If I see anyone in the crowd, Mike Howe, Casey Hawkinson, Barry Nelson and his wife Lisa, and we've got a couple spouses here. My wife Jill, over there, Rick's wife Marty, somewhere in the crowd, and anyone else that I didn't see earlier from the investment group. Did I get everybody? All right, awesome. So again, on behalf of the investment group, I want to say thank you. So Greg kind of alluded to the start of the story, Jeremy did, but I kind of want to just give you a few points from my perspective how this whole thing started. So I thought it was 3 years ago. Roger reminded me it was about 3.5 years ago. Rick and I had a wonderful idea to basically buy a bar. And the reason we wanted to buy the bar was because it had one of the best views in Manitowoc County. The bar was situated right here across the street. We found out that might not have been the best thing. Actually, Mike Howe is here with us. We wanted to have Mike help us renovate this bar. He basically said, "Are you guys absolutely crazy?" So that really led to the conversation with the city, who introduced us to Cobblestone. And again, with Jeremy, with Brian, with Anna, about 3 years ago. And Rick and I, we really thought right from the beginning Cobblestone was a fabulous partner for this project. But we did a market study. We actually looked at every other brand out there that could be a potential for Two Rivers. We talked to a number of other brands. We looked at a number of options. We came right back to Cobblestone. It was really clear that Cobblestone, kind of focusing on this small town market, kind of with what they're doing with this Main Street program, was the ideal partner. So it's been a great journey with you guys, and it's glad to see us coming to this point. Again, we couldn't have done it without the city, without the investment group. Cobblestone's been a great partner, and the Sittinger family too. We want to make you proud. You're here for 100 years. We're ready to spend the next 100 years and make you proud of what we're going to do here. So thanks.
And I promise I will not talk long. When you get up here, the one thing you want to make sure is that you don't forget anybody. I don't think we did, so I don't have to say much other than we're just very excited for the city of Two Rivers to have this facility as a catalyst for other development. Everything that we did with the Cobblestone, continue to do with the Cobblestone development, focuses on our community, whether that's Two Rivers or Lakeshore community. You'll keep hearing that as a theme from what we're doing and what we continue to do. Again, I just want to thank the City Council for what they did with partnering with us. I want to thank every investor who decided to invest their money and time with us. And I look forward to seeing a lot more when we do a ribbon cutting. So until then, thank you for coming out. Thank you for enduring a little bit of a chilly day, but hey, it didn't rain. So thank you, everyone.
I'm reminded from Jeremy too, when we're done here, there's juice, water, and churros from the Cobblestone food truck. So don't leave here without stopping. But now, if you want to go gather around on either side of the sign, it's time to move some dirt, folks. If we'd have brought shovels for all of you, half of the foundation could have gotten dug today.
I know.
I didn't call you out. I was thinking that it's like I
There will be two photo ops. The first one will be Rick and Ross and various governmental officials, our city council members, city manager. Main Street's not government, but private not-for-profit. And I did leave one person out, Nalita Burr, our area representative from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, is here. She's the blonde lady grabbing a shovel out there. WEDC provided a $250,000 CDI, Community Development Investment Grant for the project. Round of applause for our WEDC and our area rep, Nalita Burr.